As the sun sets over the Middle East, the shadows deepen, revealing a new and ominous alliance that threatens not only the region but reverberates across the globe. The United States has sounded a stark warning of an escalating partnership between Russia and Iran, built on a dangerous transfer of advanced weaponry that could upend global security. Today, we peel back the layers of this unfolding story, examining the strategic motives and the far-reaching implications of this alliance. In recent years, Russia and Iran have grown closer, with each nation facing significant pressures from the West. Russia, isolated by sanctions due to its role in Ukraine, finds an unlikely ally in Iran, a country under intense scrutiny for its nuclear ambitions. This cooperation goes beyond typical diplomacy. It has evolved into a full-fledged strategic partnership aimed at challenging U.S. influence and reshaping regional power structures. Recent satellite images reveal Russian cargo planes unloading what analysts believe are sophisticated missile systems at a key Iranian military base. According to intelligence reports, these deliveries include advanced air defense systems that could make Iranian territory harder for enemies to penetrate. The U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan warns that this dangerous collaboration between Russia and Iran poses a direct threat to stability in the Middle East and beyond. With the U.S. and its allies concerned about how these weapons might alter the security landscape, experts suggest that this transfer of missile systems is just the tip of the iceberg. In just the past month, over 300 surface-to-air missiles have been shipped from Russia to Iran. These aren't just basic missiles. They're among the most advanced in Russia's arsenal, designed to intercept aircraft, cruise missiles, and other aerial threats. This transfer is seen as a game-changer, particularly given Iran's proximity to Israel, Saudi Arabia, and other U.S.-aligned countries. This is a considerable buildup that could tip the balance of power. It provides Iran with new tools for deterrence and possibly offensive actions. If these missiles are paired with Iran's existing ballistic systems, it makes the country more capable of defending itself or exerting regional influence. The relationship between Russia and Iran isn't confined to military cooperation. Trade between the two countries has surged, particularly in sectors like energy, agriculture, and infrastructure development. Russia has also offered diplomatic support to Iran and the United Nations, using its influence to shield Tehran from potential sanctions. This collaboration highlights shared interests in bypassing U.S. sanctions. Through joint ventures and barter-based trade agreements, Russia and Iran are creating an economic bloc that can resist Western influence, showing that this alliance is as much about economic survival as it is about military power. The U.S. has long maintained a military presence in the Persian Gulf to ensure the free flow of oil and prevent arms transfers to conflict zones. In recent months, however, U.S. naval forces have intercepted Iranian weapons shipments allegedly headed for Yemen's Houthi rebels, who are engaged in a brutal civil war against Saudi-backed forces. The U.S. Navy's interceptions are part of an ongoing effort to contain Iranian influence, but with Iran receiving new weaponry, these shipments may only become more frequent and more dangerous. This could draw Saudi Arabia, Israel, and other regional powers closer into conflict. With heightened defenses, Iran could deter foreign intervention in Syria, Yemen, or even Lebanon, where its proxy Hezbollah wields significant influence. Israel, meanwhile, has warned it may act preemptively if it feels its security is compromised. The Trump administration now faces difficult choices. Sanctions against Russia and Iran have already reached unprecedented levels, leaving limited options for escalation. Behind the scenes, diplomatic talks with U.S. allies explore the possibility of additional support in the Middle East, particularly to nations like Israel and Saudi Arabia, whose security may be directly affected by this alliance. Yet, some critics argue that diplomatic and military responses are limited in their ability to counter such a complex alliance. The rapid pace of cooperation between Moscow and Tehran may already be beyond the scope of containment strategies traditionally used by the U.S. and its allies. This alignment between Russia and Iran is part of a broader trend of Eastern powers seeking alternatives to Western alliances. With China, North Korea, and even Turkey showing interest in greater independence from Western influence, A new axis of global powers could be forming, one that poses both military and ideological challenges to the West. These developments are reminiscent of the Cold War, though the dynamics are more complex. We're not just seeing two blocs, but a multipolar world with fluid alliances. This trend could lead to isolated conflicts, economic disruption, and more proxy wars as these alliances play out on a global scale. As Russia and Iran strengthen their ties, the Middle East stands on the brink of a new era, one in which alliances shift, regional powers assert themselves, and foreign influence meets formidable opposition. For the U.S. and its allies, the question remains: how can they adapt to a rapidly evolving world order where old strategies may no longer apply? Stay informed on this evolving situation. Subscribe to our channel for the latest analysis and updates on global security issues. Thank you for watching.